Hey guys, Spooks here, and welcome back to some more Shadows over Loathing. I took a couple days off, so hopefully I got the voices right, but my voice is better. Oh yeah, I got somewhere new, didn't I? The Big Moist. Lovely. Swamped. Ooh. Notice board. There's a poster from the local tourist bureau advertising something called Mudhenge. Apparently, it's the biggest henge in the country. Anything else? Another poster grabs your attention. Missing Tom Chapman. Inquire at Largemouth Bass and Sons. The face of a teenage boy is circled in an attached photograph. A portrait of the boy and his elder male relatives, each holding a largemouth bass proportionate to his own height. There's a similar poster right beneath it. Missing Kathy Tracy. Inquire at Largemouth Bass and Sons. I'm gonna make a missing poster for Charles. I have a pin in which to attach poster notes where you write Charles' name on the missing poster already. No, I'll make my own. I don't want to make them like less important. I love my cheese map. Let's go to Mudhenge. You slug your way through the swamp is interrupted by an unfortunately unfamiliar face. There you are, dearie. How nice to see you again. Although I would have wished for a more festive setting. But I'm afraid this can't wait for the winter snow. Oh, geez, not you again. Me again, Dark Noel, at your service. You'd be doing me a service by leaving me alone. No, don't be such a Grinch. I have presents for you. What's a Grinch? Wait, did you say presents? That's right. Painful retribution and Yuletide curses. It was very clever of you hiding in the Institute, all warm and cozy behind the Dean's wards where I couldn't get to you. But now that you're near the source of our power, it's time for me to deck your halls, if you get my meaning. I'm just looking for my uncle. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about the Dean, or what your plans, or those weird dreams of, or any of it. She lays a finger aside her nose and her eyes start to glow red and green. Swell. Before I fight her, I had a revelation. Addie's actually gotten into West of Loathing, and I've been replaying it. My Uncle Murray, that owns the antiquities, he's the same crazy guy from the tunnel that you give him the El Vibrato headband, and then he has Murray's antiquities. It's the same dude, which is crazy. Oh, only 57? Oh. Yes, breathe it in. There you go. I'm gonna do it again. Hey, what are you gonna do? Does my AP by 1? I think not. I need to buy more batteries. Those are really useful. Yeah, I'm just going to reduce her mysticality by 2, so that should lower the damage she's going to do to me. Yep. Reduce down to 6. Get wrecked. This is going to hurt. Oh. Well, I wasn't wrong. I guess she couldn't do what she was going to do. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. This is far too unjolly for my taste. So I know my hair looks greasy, but it's not, just had gel in it. Okay. Welcome to Mudhenge. I see hobo-ness. To meet. Alright. Welcome to Mudhenge.
What is this place?
Friend, it's Mudhenge.
What's that?
It's one of the area's most popular henges. Folks travel from all over to see this mysterious mud.
I've heard of Stonehenges like that.
I don't see the comparison.
If you say so.
Look, we could talk for hours about Stonehenge. Stonehenge is big. Stonehenge is strong. I've gone all over this. So, with respect, what I'm interested in talking about is Mudhenge, which is a formidable monument in its own right, and so much more than a first draft of Stonehenge, as they sometimes state in the magazines.
What's so special about it?
Special? Well, during the swamp solstice, it's said that the needle of a compass placed upon the central altar will point not to west, but secret west, where lies the thing you need the most. That special enough for you?
When is swamp solstice?
If you're in a swamp, it's pretty much always the swamp solstice.
What is secret west?
I'm no mystician, but secret west is the direction in which lies that thing your heart is most missing. It's said that a compass laying on the altar of Mudhenge during the swamp solstice will point to secret west. That was the object of the Mudhenge challenge. Ha. But of course you don't run the challenge anymore. Too hard, too many missing presumed deads.
What does that mean? Thing your heart is missing most?
Well, it's kind of up to you. Up to your heart, that is. Could be a secret crush, that new job, maybe just a piece of bread.
Heck, I don't even know if I've got a heart that works.
Well, whatever you're missing, maybe you'll find it out. Secret West Way.
Well, I'm looking for someone. Charles Wallace, about my height, similar build.
Another missing person?
Another?
Well, I don't mean to upset you. Mudhenge can be difficult. Some folks have a habit of walking into Mudhenge and never coming out. That's why we don't promote the Mudhenge Challenge anymore. So is this like the Dry Wizard Tournament Hedge Challenge?
That doesn't sound like a challenge. That sounds sort of like murder.
But it's that very real risk of going missing that makes Mudhenge such a popular destination for tourists.
So have you seen Charles?
Sorry, I couldn't tell you. Folks don't always leave a name when they visit.
You don't have a guest book?
Used to, and one night I wandered into the Mudhenge and never came back.
I'd like to visit Mudhenge.
Well, why won't you? It's the best and most mysterious henge this side of the border. Admission is to meet. Oh, that's fine. I knew you wouldn't be able to come all this way without seeing the famous Mudhenge. Here's a pamphlet that goes over just about everything we know about the history of this ancient monument. Sorry. Ooh. Ooh, you're mine now. I don't know what I got. Noxious Mudbloom. I could have just done that. Sunken boxcar. You know, boxcar nearby that the railroad company abandoned when it sank to the swamp. Nifty. Oh. Shoot. So I need to find a pillar in the center. Drowned Mary's crown is buried past the huge tower. Same thing. Let's head over to the east. East is this way. What the heck? This crazy gator man appeared out of nowhere and is champing at the bit to make sure you're nowhere 5 minutes from now.
Wait, what am I looking at here?
Oh, have you not seen a gator man yet? Sorry, it's hard to keep track. These are the guys Jessica mentioned, and they're pretty much what you'd expect from the name Gator Man. They're basically intelligent, upright, walking alligators. They have tough, scaly skin, lots of teeth, and pissy attitudes about everything that they aren't already eating. They especially hate intruders and are the second biggest reason that this swamp isn't a popular tourist destination. The first being, it's a swamp. In any case, the gator man in front of you looks like he wants to give you a bad sign. Yeah, sure. Oh, homeboy, I'm about to wreck your day. I just realized that Molly is not with me. +6 to all stats. No. Hey, Game Man rallies for another round, but a hand rises from the swamp and drags him down screaming. Backpack stashed in the swamp is certain to contain illicit material. Parental guidance is advised. There's a complete change of clothes in the sack and a black embossed card sticking out of the back pants pocket. Drowned Mary's crown is buried past the huge tower. A phrase so nice you've read it twice. The nudist's creed, nothing is worn, everything is visible. You would like to leave everything in the bag where you found it, nothing is your size anyways. Let's see. Whoa! No! Dang it! There was a man! Oh, dang it! Wait. Oh! Read this, it just meant... Oh. Sometimes there's like a thunder crack. I don't need to kill you. I could, but... There's gotta be like some sort of instructions. It's like the hedge maze from the Reckoning Gun Manor. See, there's that thunder sound again. What does it mean? Wait. I don't know how I'm ever gonna get to this center of this. Let's go to the sunken boxcar, though. Quite embarrassed gentleman wasty in a swamp muck. Gives you waves. Seem to be stuck, he says, but I'm not too proud to ask for help. Fortunately, you're too weak to give it. Sorry, bud. Oh, hey, Buck. Finally found you. Trucks are full of shat rhymes. It's a diagonal hobo. Though I suppose from your perspective, he looks normal.
Oh, hi. Sorry,
Oh, it's all in italics because it's diagonal.
I didn't know anyone was living here. I suppose I should stop being surprised by that.
That's quite all right. I'm Pepperidge Stoffin. Welcome to my humble abode.
Thanks. I'm Sylvester Duty the Third. Nice boxcar you've got here, apart from it being a little steep.
Steep? Oh, yes. You know, I've grown so accustomed to the tilt I hardly notice anymore. Apart from when I try to play marbles.
Your game must really be going downhill.
Yes, quite.
Your accent is quite different from other hobos I've met.
Well, my family is from old money, you see.
How old?
Old enough that it ought into dust. And all that remains is a rambling old manor house that I can't afford to maintain. So I decided this would be a splendid opportunity to expand my horizons.
The horizon is typically a bit more level. Why are you living in a boxcar in a swamp?
Well, to be honest, it's been difficult to part with the old estate. This is as far as I've been able to get before the homesickness becomes overwhelming.
Aw, how bittersweet.
Indeed. I wonder, could you spare the time to help me? I could be done with the place if I had a proper souvenir. Specifically, my father's collection of antique padlocks.
You can't get them for yourself because of the memories?
It's more a lack of memories. I've forgotten what the keys are.
Sure, I'll help you.
Thank you. There are 11 locks altogether.
Except they won't actually be all together, will they?
Oh, I'm afraid not, no. Here, I'll mark the location of the house on your... Is this a sponge? There's also something I should tell you about the house.
Oh, here it comes.
I just want to let you know there aren't any ghosts haunting the property.
There aren't any?
That's correct, not a one. My family never suffered any violent or traumatic deaths.
This is something you felt you had to warn me about?
Not really a warning as such. I just thought you might like to know.
Oh, well, okay. Thanks.
Let's go check it out. Goodness, sorry. Thought my voice was better. Ooh. Big shiny treasure chest. Oh no, as you approach the chest, a bunch of gatormen jump out of the mud surrounding you. It's an ambush all along. Ooh, why are you different? 28. +3 to all stats. Whoa, 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 whoa. They killed me in one hit. Holy crap. You lost. The beating you take at the hands of the Gatorman is almost as painful as the realization that you may never get to find out what's in that treasure chest. Goodness. Hey, a lock. I probably need a key. Somebody's old campsite, and it looks trashed. Amidst all the garbage strewn about, you find a shiny 7/8 combination wrench with CW painted on the side. Charles wrench. That's strange. Obviously this belongs to Charles, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who'd lose one of his tools carelessly. Nor the kind of guy who'd leave trash around his campsite. You look around more carefully and discover weird tracks in the mud. Big, clawed, bipedal tracks. Maybe Gatorman tracks. And there's a spot where some kind of scuffle clearly happened. Aw, jeez, Rick. Well, that tears it. Charles Wallace must have gotten kidnapped by Gatormen. Maybe he dropped the wrench on the purpose to attract your attention. Hopefully you can find him soon. There's a hole in this tree. This tree has a hole in it. Conveniently, the hole is slightly larger than your hand. Honestly, for what is ostensibly a horror game, we've had way too few opportunities for you to stick your hand in a suspicious dark hole. Ooh, dolphin padlock key. Mossy. Let's damn it honest and then aye, find a key. A mossy key. Probably goes to a mossy lock. Hey, looks like this car was left to rot. Unfortunately, it hasn't yet rotted enough for you to pass. I have a wire coat hanger. Tarnished. You unlock the car, destroying the hanger in the process. You search the car, it's empty except for the glove box, which turns out to actually be a key box. The key inside is not the key to this car, and if you have a sense of humor like mine, you'll agree that it's a real shame. Covered bad luck. Another bad luck. Oh, I got glowing ooze. Old Dolphin never got sick of tires. Some say those powerful tools are padlock. It's really more the opposite of the tool, though, because it obstructs rather than facilitates what you're trying to. Goodness. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I know that wouldn't normally be the best thing to drink for a sore throat, but it's actually completely flat. So. Oh. I was trying to read that, but. Ooh. This bathtub is filled with steaming blood! Oh no, wait. The red is just light coming through a stained glass rose hanging in the bathroom window. Doesn't explain why the water's hot, though. Shadow mead. One thing I do miss is being able to eat or drink multiple things that have multiple effects. Handful of dirty water. Ew. Hey, got some clean water, too. Oh. Doesn't work. Maybe there's something wrong with the tank. Oh, I got a wet key. There we go. Just the wall. Must have been the Dolphin family's punishment couch. Aha! Wet key. The basement of the swamp house is predictably completely flooded. You'll need some kind of breathing apparatus if you want to go down there. Fancy serving cart. It's one of those serving carts that they use in posh hotels and in posh manor houses, apparently. With a big silver platter covered with a dome-shaped lid. You mean a cloche. Just the right size to hide a severed head. Or a roast of some kind. You cautiously reach out and grip the handle, then take a deep breath. Slowly you lift the lid, tilting your head to peek underneath. And it's empty. So I'm trying to get everything on this floor first. Ew, the oven is full of gross, steamy swamp worms. Pepperidge Father's house, there are many drawers. Ooh. I got a padlock. Poo. Pretty sure this is just the baker's house from Resident Evil 7. Which, I lost the recording of the final episode, which really sucks. Hey, Mossy Key. One of those old fridges that people sometimes got locked into accidentally and asphyxiated. Oh wait, that's still all fridges these days. Maybe that's why it's padlocked. Key of block. A key and a block of ice. Oh, can I put the ice on here? No. Hey, can of fruit cocktail. Wait, can I put the ice in the hot tub? You're using big brains right now. Ah, dropping the freezing key. Cold. So good at this. Ah, dang. Alright, to the second floor. Maybe the doll's hiding elsewhere. Check under the pillow. Workbands. Spooky. Of course it's locked in there. That's the sound from Wrecking at Gun Manor. That was one of the songs. Shiny key. It's just locked easily big enough to hide a skeleton in, or even a whole body. Radium Rouge. Wow. Lovely. Junk mail. Match. Disappointing. Oh. Assume the dolphin was superstitious enough to not store any padlocks on the east side of the attic. That's how you get family curses, probably. Wait, so take them. Oh. This room is strewn with bits and gizmos and bits of gizmos. Amongst all, you find that looks like a miniature radio carved from... If you listen to it periodically, it'll warn you about any nearby monsters that are actually manifestations of your repressed traumas. Maybe it'll just give you baseball scores. Okay. Oh, no drawer box. Oh. I didn't get to see what it said, and I'm not stopped. Did I get the key to the doll now? Don't have the key to that. Almost sounded like there was a voice. Okay, I have some keys, don't I? I have the cold key. Oh, thought that would help me out. Okay, so I just have the cold key. So there's got to be a lock somewhere that I'm missing. Oh, aha. Covered padlock. Styptic pencil. Cause pad. Ah, well that's unfortunate. I can't do anything else. So I think I've got to go to the... I need a breathing apparatus, which I'm assuming I should be able to get from here, because it's a fishing place. Oh, for the love of... What's all these stinking mushrooms? I've got spores all over me again. Why, I oughta.
Don't shoot them, you'll just get more spores everywhere.
Okay, she ended up shooting. State your business. You lust for the end. But for your own good, don't hang around. Largemouth bass and sons are cursed, a late stranger. Sales are down, children going missing. The bosses have stopped speaking to one another. I quit, but I love the damn fish.
What do you think happened to the kids?
If you ask me,
That's what I just did.
yeah, they ran off. This life isn't for everyone. And Tom and Kathy, they never had the makings of a largemouth bass deboner or reboner. That's what we do here. Mr. Tracy debones the bass and Mr. Chapman rebones them. Only then are the fish ready for sale at market.
Are you saying they take out the fish's bones and then put them back in?
It's tradition for generations. A Chapman has deboned the bass and a Tracy rebones them. That's a unique process and what gives our bass its distinctive tang.
Why don't the bosses speak to one another?
Between you and me and 3,600 largemouth bass, Misters Chapman and Tracy haven't been on speaking terms since Mr. Chapman was snubbed at the Aquademy Awards a few years back. They tolerated each other only because they both perform a function vital to the business. Deboning and reboning. Now, largemouth bass and sons, we fish largemouth bass, and most of us are sons. Fair. The shotgun's keeping you out, or something else in. Who cares? I'm going inside. Assumes it's a store. We're not close enough to read this. Yes, I am. Academy of Fresh and Saltwater Game Fish. You know that Adam Tracy was nominated. Oh, but he was the best at deboning.
Greetings. As a mariner, do you hate being stuck behind a desk?
Excuse me, I make 6 figure years behind this desk. And mind your manners, you're addressing Adam Tracy, Chief Deboning Officer of Largemouth, Bass and Sons. Why are you here about? Are you here about Kathy?
I saw some posters about missing children.
That's right. 3 nights ago, Kathy disappeared, along with all her clothes and possessions. The contents of that safe there in the company truck. Oh, and the Chapman kid.
Sounds like she might have run away from home.
Did I find their backpack? Was that their backpack? Or they at the nudist camp? I'll excuse the remark as you don't know my Kathy, but suffice it to say that's impossible. Kathy loves largemouth bass almost as much as assuming preordained roles in a multi-generational family business. No, Kathy would not simply leave home. There's a much simpler explanation. Occam's gator.
Occam's gator?
A monstrous gator man. Centuries old, 10 feet tall if he's an inch. With scales as blue as the deepest ocean. He has 2 tails as sharp as razors, and he's not afraid to shave you. His appetites are insatiable. He'll strike a night at gobble up our fish, guns, tax returns, whatever. And now I feel my Kathy. I don't know what we did to provoke his ire, but that beast has bullied and bothered our business since my grandfather was in toddler's pants. Sometimes think the swamp itself has summed him up as our tormentor.
Occam's gator sounds made up.
There's nothing made up about a giant blue gator man who eats guns. One of our guards actually saw Occam's. He even took a shot at him, but conventional weapons have no effect.
Are you saying you haven't seen Occam's gator?
I've seen the destruction he's wrought. I've certainly seen that.
You think Occam's gator ate Kathy?
You have to understand, for decades, Occam's gator has been the sole author of his business misfortune. Could he eat a child? Absolutely. That's his MO, or monstrous operandi.
If Occam's ate Kathy, aren't we too late?
Not necessarily. Occam's only handicap is his glacially slow at digestion. Go ask Sylvester, a god of ours. I'm Sylvester. He was swallowed up by Occam's, but by stripping off in his belly and greasing his body in Occam's own fat, he was able to slither up and out of Occam's jaws while the great beast slept.
Okay, where can I find Sylvester?
I don't know. We had to terminate him for attempting to unionize.
Is there a finder's fee?
300 meat and my grandfather's fishing rod. But I'm running the show all right. Not Chapman. I know he's got a missing boy too, but you just can't involve a reboner in an operation like this. They're far too emotional. If you're dealing with me, you keep out of it. Good. Now Peter, our guard at the front gate, was the last to see Occam's gator in the sickening flesh. Peter chased him off our property to a revolting little hamlet, but dared not to enter himself. I'll mark it on your map. I'm convinced that's where you'll find Occam's. And inside Occam's, Kathy.
I'll be on my way.
Though the knife of the deboner doth still shape largemouth bass, and the world through our action, there are legion who do not believe and must tear down thy work. It's a mess through there.
Oh, I don't mind.
I don't mean it's messy. I'm saying that's the room where we have meals. It's that type of mess.
I thought they only really used that term in the armed forces.
You don't consider fishermen part of the armed forces? What do you think we used to hold the rods? Fair enough. Ooh, bass oil. Let's go to the table. Bottles, crate, and the whole thing. You now notice the reverse of the sign, which reads, if you can. I can. I'll try to pet it. The cat ignores your attempts to befriend it. Only true loyalty to the fisherman's cause will win it over. The box is labeled Adams. Do not eat. I'm going to eat it. Like Eve, you taste a forbidden sandwich and must face the consequences. Good thing I'm dealing with mysticality, so that doesn't bother me. The sandwich smacks of something foul and deeply wrong, as if the food has rotted itself to punish your minor transgression. Reminds you of the story of your friend Eve, who ate a forbidden window display sandwich and was cast out from the Garden of Eden restaurant. Oh, cool. The door's locked. Looking for something?
What's back here?
Crew quarters, off limits.
You live here?
Where the fish live, we live.
Can I go inside?
No, that's a space for the Tracy family, like our crypt. Wait, can I go look at that empty... Empty, to magnify the misfortune of my stolen daughter.
Any chance your daughter could open the safe?
Impossible. I never told her that the combination was 3.
Tough break.
Yeah, she totally just ran away to the nudist camp with the one guy. Oh, I can go over here. No, I can't. Can I go up? No. Yeah, that's fair. This pool is the birthplace of largest mouth Luke, a bass present at the signing of the Declaration of Dependence on August 2nd, 1792. He returned to his own waters to die, but his body was never found. Okay, another kitty cat. Strangers just show me I've met yet. Those are decorative. Sorry, they're gonna have the same voice because they're out in the bayou.
On the chum side?
He's the very first back chum ever made by largemouth bass and sons back in the summer of 1803. Reminds us of our humble beginnings. Wait, can I have some? Wait, I changed my mind, dang it. Poopy.
This must be the mess, right?
It is? Well, it probably serve brie-bone fish just the way you like it. I don't want to see you slipping any bones out of that fishy head.
Can I go inside?
I can't see your need for that. Lo, with the reboning knife of righteousness, has a complete bass been forged.
What's back here, your quarters?
And how you know that?
Well, that's where Mr. Tracy has his. Maybe the two of you are more similar than you'd like to admit.
Back off, rude.
Can I go inside?
Into my family's private quarters? I soon let a dogfish loose my socks. But that behind that door is only for fishermen.
What is it?
Fish. My true loyalty to the fisherman's cause, Lord.
Hello there, I wonder. Do you ever wish you'd had a glorious death at sea?
Oh, many a sea creature has tried to give me one pal, but before they get their teeth in me, I rebone them 6 ways to sonar tag. He spits a wad of chewing tobacco out on the floor. Guy Chapman, chief root bonding officer, a largemouth bass and sons, and you must be Sylvester, the one I hear has thrown in his lot with that woe-folded boner next door. I'm surprised I know your name, but the largemouth bass have ears.
I'd like to talk about your son.
I'm not sure I want to discuss my son with a confederate of Kathy Tracy, that Jezebel of a deboner's daughter. She's a delinquent sorceress who never cared to Walt Whitman for what we do here with largemouth bass. She led my Tom into the belly of Occam's Gator.
Well, you're being a little sexist, don't you think?
Not remotely. I'm not saying anything about her gender at all. I'm only saying that she may have gotten my boy eaten by a gator man.
Well, when you throw words like Jezebel around, that's a little loaded.
Is it? Well, I didn't mean anything bad. I'm willing to change, but you gotta be patient with me, alright? I'm old-fashioned. I can't keep up with all these new ideas your generation has. Gender, penicillin.
Do you think Tom could have run away on his own?
Absolutely not. Tom's a third-generation bass boy. Proud and true. Why, just last month he said I'm excited about my future in reboning largemouth bass, Dad. Does that sound like the words of a boy with one foot out the door? No, that's a simpler explanation. The siren song of Kathy Tracy, who lures good men into the bellies of gators.
Oh, Occam's Gator, I've heard of him.
Chapman's cheeks darkened to the murky hue of a humpbacked anglerfish. As long as there has been a largemouth bass and sons, there has been an Occam's Gator, to our great misfortune. I venture that there is no creature on land or sea quite so terrible. 12 feet tall he is, red as a furnace, with smoke billowing from his nostrils. He and his rapacious appetites are a plague on our business. He'll eat everything we got, largemouth bass, everything. Keeps me up at night, wondering what we did to deserve him. Is it a sin against the land to both debone and rebone fish? Perhaps, perhaps. But damn it, that's what gives our bass its sing. Be seeing you. Okay. Talk to the puddle. I want to talk to the puddle. Done.
Well, what's the matter with you?
She left me.
Who left you?
Amphibious truck.
Oh, so not a person.
No, I'm more interested in amphibious trucks.
Well, so what happened to your truck?
Our truck. It's the company truck. We use it to take the fish to the market. A couple nights ago, I forgot to fill her up before bed. And that must have really ticked her off because the next morning she was gone. No, nothing.
Well, what's this puddle here?
It's the gas I never gave her that night. It's here now in our special place. Waiting for her to come home.
Could it have anything to do with the missing kids?
Tom and Kathy? You'd have to talk to Mr. Chapman or Mr. Tracy about that.
How far could someone have gone in that truck?
With the gaff list in her? I've gone further than 100 miles. 100 miles. Okay. No, 100. Sorry. 100. It's fisherman's lingo. It means 11.
Oh, Mr. Trucker, that's a shame.
So they're within 11 miles. I'm not sure I can do anything with that, but... What can you tell me about largest mouth Luke? I see, man, you know.
Yeah?
He's not dead like they say.
How long can largemouth bass live?
Normally only 20 years or so, but largest mouth Luke is a special fish. Maybe someday I'll see him again.
What do you know about Occam's Gator?
Oh, that's fake.
It is?
Yeah, that's a legend. An old bass-wise tale. Sometimes things go missing or the business has a run of bad luck, and folks want a deeper explanation for it. But I can tell you that nobody here has ever laid eyes on any giant gator man. The bosses can't even agree on what he's supposed to look like.
So Occam's Gator didn't kidnap these kids?
I really doubt it.
Your boss says you saw him.
Didn't you ever tell your bosses what they wanted to hear? There's gators in these parts, all right. I have to scare them off the property on an almost daily basis, but I've never seen any sort of Occam's Gator. No, sir.
Occam's Gator sounds pretty scary.
As to all fairy tales, don't make them any more real. Oh, she's just running over here. flash of light cuts through the trees, the glare passes, and then you see it poking its head out above the canopy. A telescope. Why, you fancied a telescope ever since you were a young boy. Press your nose to the window of the telescope shop for hours until the proprietor would run out and threaten to tan your glutes with a tripod. That never happened to you? Funny. It's a pretty universal experience. Anyway, the telescope's up in the trees if you want it. I will go there. I didn't know if I was going to get killed by Gator Man again. Gator Men. A bald cypress so tough and tall it's no surprise some fellow has chosen to make of it a tree home.
Hello?
Hey, mister. Why ain't you keeping walking, huh? This here is Will Hunter's treehouse. The rules is tain't no grown-ups allowed.
You mispronounced aloud.
What do you mean? What do you want to be so mean for? You're just like all them teachers at school.
I know you know it's not pronounced tutors.
Ah, suck eggs.
What's your story, Will?
Tain't much to tell. I ain't all that interested, mister. I swear. Not to city folk like you nowadays. Or no ways.
I'm not city folk.
Ever seen a pig birth?
Yes.
Bet you haven't seen half as many as me, though.
How many pig births have you seen, Will?
I reckon about 70, sir.
What's up there?
Oh, it ain't nothing. Swear it. You don't want to see it anyways.
I do.
You'll tell.
I won't.
You promise? Yes. There's a pause which Will apparently thinks over. Nah, you wouldn't want to see me anyways.
I want to use the telescope you've got there.
Braid telescope's property of Will Hunter. Same as my licorice collection.
You mean licorice?
No, licorice. Why we call it licorice? Because it ain't made of rice. It's called licorice because you lick it. But I'm saving mine up so I can lick them all at once.
How long you been saving your licorice?
Reckon it's been a few months. It's okay to wait a few more months on licorice as long as it's been refrigerated good and proper.
Have you refrigerated it?
It's in my pocket with some ice, so I reckon so.
What are you doing in the swamp?
Nothing special. Same things every boy gets up to, I reckon.
I must know what that is.
I ain't telling anyways.
Can you let me up?
No old ever been up in Will Hunter's treehouse. Not fixing to break that streak. Not for nothing. Gotta get 7. I can do that. Enough of this. Time to clasp your robust limbs around the trunk of the wet, shedding cypress begin to shimmy. Hey now! This is a private treehouse. Stop it or I'll tan you till you can't stand up. Oh my goodness, you're a tree person. Why, there's no boy up in this treehouse at all. Only the large and sagging features of a human face sunk into the tree's very trunk. Surely that can't be young Will Hunter. Oh well, I reckon now 'tain't no keeping you from seeing my plight. I've been wicked, mister.
What happened to you?
'Tain't much to tell.
That can't possibly be true.
The great tree sighs, shedding scraps of bark that drift to the treehouse floor. Well, you ever heard of a doctor? Do you know what that is?
Yes, Will, I know what a doctor is.
Rub it in, why don't you? I already told you, Will Hunter never got along with no toochers. I only ever met one doctor, Dr. West. Lived on the same street as my step-on. 'Twas one morning he paid me 6 bits to paint his fence. Well, heck, I swear I was fixing to do it, mister, but I heard there was an interesting trout down the river. A little wider than average, but not very wide, just the way Will Hunter likes it. How can a boy resist?
You should have painted the fence, Will.
Oh, but I was gonna, swear it.
Anyway.
Anyways, Doc West, he weren't real pleased, and to teach me a lesson, he went and cursed me to be a tree.
How did the doctor turn you into a tree?
Don't ask Will Hunter how. All I know is doctors, they got all kinds of powerful tools. Tweezers, height chart, could have used anything.
What lesson are you supposed to learn from this?
That I ought to paint fences if I say I'm fixing to.
Can you end this curse?
Well, that doctor told me I'd be a tree till I could make good by painting a bunch of fences all around town. Hard enough for me to do that like this, I'll tell you.
I can do that for you.
Oh, Mr. Paint Fences, you wouldn't want to do that.
Sure I would.
Oh, no, sorry, my throat's just really dry. The wind picks up and snaps off a few weak twigs, but Will doesn't seem to mind. Say, that's real swell. Thanks a lot, mister. that doc who cursed me had a nice white picket fence. And he said something like, "Will Hunter, gotta paint 3 more fences like this, or he'll be the tree forever."
Paint 3 fences. Got it.
Get my paints and brush out of my knapsack. I just am to you, but I am a tree.
Is there a ladder you can put down?
I suppose I can. Take the ladder in the way. You and I know it. But part of this tree and I can sort of waggle around. I were still a boy, I reckon you'd say it's like my fingers or nostrils. Will Hunter extends his long, arborescent fingers and or nostrils through the hole in the treehouse back to the swamp floor. You should be able to climb down those nostrils now. So let's paint and brush. Take care of those, will you? That long-handled brush belonged to my grandfather.
Will do, Will.
In the distance, everything you see through the telescope is in the distance. A plume of black smoke rises above the treetops. The swamp has failed to elect a pope this night. When you reach a certain age, a boy loses his enthusiasm for hoarding rocks in a treehouse. This is called the death of innocence. Okay. Interesting. Hiss! Get off of those big palookas over there.
Hist?
Molly points out 2 burly men dressed in leather and furs, bearing the body of a dead gator man. Well, considering the swampy ground, they're less burying it, more just covering it in mud. They look up in surprise as Molly saunters over nonchalantly. "Well, what's the dope, Bruno? You fitting a lizard with a Chicago overcoat?" Uh-oh. Nah, though, it ain't like that. Ain't it? My people's ain't. Oh, jeez, Buck, come look at this. Take a closer look at the body of the gator man before it disappears into the mud. He's dressed in some kind of uniform with an official-looking cap and epaulets, and a big canvas bag. These 2 mugs gone and blimped the mailman. That's a carper that'll bring the G-men down on you like a ton of bricks. Hey, no, look, we didn't. Tell it to Sweeney. But don't flip your wig, sugar. We ain't pigeons. We don't rat you boys out to the flatties. I appreciate that, miss. You gotta set up something of a trading post here for leather goods and the like, if that tickles your fancy. Sweet. Ooh, a leather store. Let's go and have a look-see.
Leather jacks aren't exactly in style.
Maybe not, Buck, but a gator skin handbag is always the ritz. I like stores. Man observes you with monk-like serenity.
Hi. Looks like you got quite the set of trading post here in the swamp.
That Buck can't speak. Condensed swamp gas, crowbar, gatorman skin pants, impregnable tack, pickaxe. Do I have a pickaxe? I don't think I do.
I do now, though.
It's empty. It's only made of genuine leather. It does not contain genuine leather. The ambiguity is clear now, and the person responsible for the original description has been sacked.
Something to say about the dead gator? Swear I didn't know he was a mailman. Would never intentionally hunt a mailman. I never accused you of killing a mailman.
Ah, hell, me and my big mouth. He was in my way, you understand? I had no idea he was a mailman. Never would have touched a mailman if I had known. And my brother, he had nothing to do with it. Understand? I swear it.
Who are you?
Me ain't much of a story. I'm a hunter by the name of John Leathers. And if you can't tell from the accent, I'm from Albion. As a toddler, I hunted a small game. Like... Albion Online? Small game like mosquitoes and gnats, then moved on to foxes and voles and such as I grew up. I like the game over here, but I've only got my eyes on the greatest hunt of all.
What's that?
Big picture. I like to build a ladder to heaven so I can hunt the dinosaurs. That's more of a 5 to 10 year plan, though.
I don't think that's how ladders or heaven works, but I guess it's good to have a dream. Wouldn't it be more practical to build a time machine?
Now that just sounds ridiculous. Sorry. Wouldn't go in there if I was you.
Why?
Might not like what you see. Not a busted egg! Told you it wasn't a pretty sight. I was looking forward to eating that egg all day. Come dinner time, I'm the one bloody dropped it. I've seen worse. Wait, this bedroom must be where John accesses the Hunter's Dream. The Hunter's Dream? If you have to ask, it's not meant for you. I want to go there. Prove yourself a hunter, baby. I get it. It's funny. That's a silly, silly reference. Yeah, we'll check out the plume of smoke and then we'll finish up. Oh, I got a bleeding tooth. Oh, that's not good. Eat the engine. The truck has been abandoned for some time. There's nobody inside unless they're very small and hiding. Are they small and hiding? No. Search the seats. The newspaper left on the passenger seat is open to the classified page. Circled are advertisements for Mr. Rat's Hotel for working women and the docks. You don't need it. It's yesterday's news. Hey, the gas tank is located underneath the driver's seat, which has the advantage of lowering the truck's center of gravity. This gas tank is empty, which has the disadvantage of the truck not working. You also notice a tiny glint of metal. A key. Wait. There's nothing amphibious about this truck, okay, so that's not the one that they didn't have. You can't eat something just because it's cooked. Eat the engine. It's far too large to eat the engine. It's just not possible to eat an engine. Eat the engine. It would kill you even if you try. Eat the engine. Girding yourself against the overbearing heat, you wrench open the cowl and peer through the smoke only to find that someone has beaten you to it. The engine has already been eaten. Next chance I get, I'm eating an engine. Okay. Okay, well, we're going to leave that episode there. I've got so many different directives to go to, I don't know which one to do first. So we're just going to keep wandering until we find stuff. We need to find a breathing apparatus. We need to find where those two kids went. They pretty much ran away. We need to go to that Gatorman den, I think is what it was. But we'll do that in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Until next time, stay spooky. Toodles.